Hey everyone, Jeff here. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be playing some more Death Must Die. I got a new build recommendation from Nep from the Discord. We're going to be playing a Charged Bolt Sorceress Maris build, which is kind of funny because Charged Bolt isn't really a blessing in the game. It is a power from Maris though, and our talents reset because that's still like a weird bug. So let me reset to the actual build I have set up, which is this one here. I guess I'll go over it right now. Anyways, the whole build is based on maximizing this discharge power here, which every time we dash, we released charge bolts, essentially, if you're a D2 enjoyer. That deals a portion of our attack damage to everything around us. We're going to use Surge so we can dash more often, and Fire Souls so we get more attack from attack bonuses. We're not attacking, so we're going to use Channel. You can attack while you're doing this because of the movement speed thing in the beta branch. But it's up to you. And then Energize, of course, because when we dash, we get increased projectile velocity and attack speed for our next attack, which I believe works on discharge, and then extra attack stuff, and you gain pull and dice like normal. For gear, I think the big thing here is projectile velocity. I've also added in some general damage and powered projectile count as much as I can. I also have Armageddon on this chest piece. I could probably find something better, but it does give 1 life regen, which isn't terrible. This helmet has 100% attack damage, which is crazy. We have also effects range. I believe that affects this too. I'm not 100% sure, so let me know in the comments if you're one of the people who might actually know, one of like the 3 people. But yeah, this build's kind of silly. We're also using this to get me some extra gold because I've been hemorrhaging. I should be using the Farmer's Ring because I'm after the Voodoo Helm. That's just why we're doing Act 1. But I kind of need the attack damage from the ring so these do enough damage. So obviously Act 1 is easier than Act 2, right? But we are still playing D100 Act 1 and kind of just going to crush. So the joke here, also our dice are terrible. The joke about this one is that it doesn't really matter what gods we take. Obviously, some are going to be better than others, but realistically, it really doesn't matter at all. I don't think we want her if we can help it. I don't think Nin has literally anything for this build, though, either. This seems like it would be good. Vortex seems like it would be very good. I don't really want Warped Attack because we want an attack that scales better. I don't really want Vortex at Novice either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Energy Missiles, even though we're never going to use it. And I'm just going to banish it next time it shows up. But that's just for the purposes of locking in time as a god. So it can show up like this. And I guess we could take Time Field. Look, I don't think our offers are that horrendous. 34 Adept, 11 Expert, 9 Master. I don't know what the math is on that, but us seeing this many novice offers at the start seems pretty outrageous. Anyways, I think we want to get Vortex. Obviously, Charge and Trail Fire is good. So the thing is, we aren't really doing a lot of damage with our dash. So it's kind of weird where you want to find your in-run damage. I think on the run I tested this out with, I ended up doing like 30k DPS with just this discharge ability, which is just kind of outrageous. It does seem to be affected by power projectiles, which I'm still messing around to see like what is the ideal setup for this. But so far, it seems incredibly powerful. It just clears everything. I don't really know what's going on with the novice offers right now. This is an incredibly unlucky start, I would say. But that's fine. It's very similar to like War Chief Kront from the not beta branch. Or, I mean, even from the beta branch, War Chief Kront's still ridiculous, right? But you're basically just so strong that it doesn't really matter what enemies are. All right, we take Frost Ring. Frost Ring's actually good. Frostwing is one of the things you want to be doing with this, I think. Also, Winter has some better legendaries. There might be an argument to this build where you should just like go for legendary cheese gear, get as high legendary master offers as you can, and just scale that way. None of that matters. You'll see. You're also gonna see some completely ridiculous single target damage because of the way the hitbox on discharge seems to work. You basically charge into enemies, bosses and whatnot, and they get hit with everything, which is dumb. I'll take curiosity. That's fine. I'm gonna start banishing a lot of stuff now that we have our gods locked in. So like hitting an enemy with one charge bolt is doing respectable damage, right? But when you start hitting enemies with all of them, for example, like that, they just die. I don't know if that's intentional, but this is one of the strongest things you can do in the game currently. We don't want chilling attack because it has low attack damage scaling, so we just take shatter here. Really, what we're looking for is rampaging attack from Crom. I don't know why why it hasn't shown up at least adept. That's like my bare minimum. All right, we take attack damage. I think the things we want to look out for during the run for this build is dash, cooldown reduction, and then straight up attack damage. Which also cooldown reduction is hilariously good here, or like hilariously bad. It doesn't affect anything that we're trying to do. Obviously it hurts like time field and stuff like that, but just straight up global damage is fantastic for us. So that's an easy choice. I am quite frankly just shocked. Okay, can we reroll? Can we? That's a pretty good one. All right, we're gonna take this because look, as much as I like having more master offer chances, losing what little adept offers we already have seems like just a dire situation. And by dire, I mean it's gonna feel bad. I don't think it really affects our chances of winning. While we're here, I'm gonna banish Gemini and Guidance, and then I'm just gonna roll away. And while we're here, so Rampage is something we will take. I'm gonna roll here, see if we get Rampaging attack. That's nice. I mean, it's not like that big a deal, but it gives us something to throw our points into since our dash scales off our attack damage. Like, that's the whole point, right? Now, the other thing about it, and I'm not entirely sure about this, but discharge is labeled as a power. So if it follows the rules of other abilities, I accidentally attacked there. It should scale off of your power damage as well. Although in the beta branch, it seems to be a lot of those things have been like fixed to be working properly, as in not that way. We can take Frost Wolves just for some chilling. I think that's terrible. You have a lot of room for utility in this build. All the like utility spells and whatnot, really good. So slowing enemies down is great. Blood Swords does nothing because we're not attacking. We don't really care about Vortex damage so much as the suck ability of it. But when you combine that with the fact of our like dashing in, okay, Force level 2 is great. Just more pickup range is generally good. And I mean, we could take Blades if we wanted. I kind of like taking Haul here. I think bigger area Vortex is not only just hilarious, but also somewhat effective when you can get multi-hits on your stuff. Also goes well with force, to be honest. If you vacuum in enemies and then hit them with like a chain of XP orbs, that's like a real strategy. That's not terrible. I should actually do a video on that at some point. Just like a pure force build, because it is quite strong. I think it's just getting it going is a little bit more awkward than some other builds. So that's a thing. I need to remember too to keep my mouse cursor. This is like some background stuff for you guys. Like not in this area. And the reason I need to keep it not right around my character is because you might notice like when I'm making thumbnails and stuff, I'll take picture like screenshots and whatnot. It's really awkward when you have this little mouse pointer like right here, right over the character. I'm trying to grab a screen grab and it's just like right in the action. So we try and keep it. I'm gonna try and make an effort to keep it over the side. So, you know, you can let me know in the comments how I did with that over the course of the video. And while you're doing that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would really appreciate that. Helps out. Trying to push. We're almost at 9K. Trying to get to 10K. I would very much appreciate it. We're gonna go power critical chance, not attack, because it is a power and it scales off attack. So power crit should work, which by that logic, right, power damage should also increase it, same as attack damage, which is weird. We just take taste of time here, right? Like, this isn't really a first hit sort of build. I think alterations over rerolls. It's not a first strike build, and our legend offers aren't hard enough to like rely on finding it, so I think it's fine. I will take call to expert, sure. Yeah, as a lesson to you guys, generally speaking, taste of time and first strike, the legendary from Fates that gives you like 600%, 400% extra damage to your undamaged enemies or whatever. I think it's 600%, but my brain is not working at the moment. Those two skills or blessings are mutually exclusive. Like, if you take Taste of Time, also that's the power of discharge, by the way. Necromancer just casually getting negative diffed. But if you take Taste of Time, First Strike no longer works because they take the damage before they even get to you, since enemies just spawn off screen. And it happens instantly. You might be able to like get a lucky hit in on some bosses when they spawn, but that'd be about it. Now, you would still get the full Taste of Time effect, but Taste of Time doesn't really do enough damage. Also, enemies at higher darkness levels have % damage resistance specifically, which is, I've talked about it before, but it's the same premise as like why burning is weaker at higher difficulties and whatnot, and why Soul Stealers is unusable at higher difficulties. Basically, it's just turned up too high currently, in my opinion at least, where you see how much damage Taste of Time is doing, right? It's just not valuable at all. You want another wolf? I don't think so. I think we just take extra dash area here. It's fine. More adept offer is probably worth it. What I will say, running this build also, is having this chest piece. The Armageddon part's irrelevant, but 1 life regen per second is kind of crazy just as a stat. Cross-string, whatever. It's surprisingly powerful, especially if you have extra healing, which that piece does. Now, obviously, we're giving up expert offers, and that's like not great, and other stuff, so if your build relies on picking up a lot of different blessings and whatnot, you maybe don't want to give that up on a chest piece, but it is like super valuable to have just like some really reliable passive regen. Now, the downside to that is you can obviously get that during a run. Much easier than you can get... What's the difference? Like 16% expert offers is what it would be if I was using a max expert offer thing. Chess piece. So, kind of have to weigh your options there. I think the one part where this build gets a little sketchy, I'll take Frozen Treasure just to have it. Again, I'm still looking for the Voodoo Helmet. It just hasn't dropped for me at all. After I had sold stuff to make room prior to the stash tab update, like 2 months ago. All right, all again, big old vortexes. I had a train of thought, but it's completely gone now, so whatever. 8% heal. It's pretty good. But yeah, so I think I need some slightly more optimal gear for this build and to like understand it just a little bit better. But I also want to try this on Act 2 as well. I think... So, if it clears Act 1 D100 as cleanly as it's doing, I think there's a good chance that it clears Darkness 70 Act 2 pretty handily. Now, I know for a fact it cleared. I know for a fact it does do Darkness 100 Act 2 as well. But again, like, you have to get the gear right and understand like what you're doing, and only having 176 HP in Act 2 on max difficulty is a very quick way to get randomly one shot. Yeah, well, not one shot, but like you get comboed very quickly. So I said I don't think this is really the best gear setup for it, which is another excuse for me to farm for the Voodoo Helm, you know? Try to squeeze in some Death Must Die here and there, just because there's a lot of Bullet Heavens out right now with updates, and I'm trying to cover all of it. But this is still my favorite of all of them, waiting for the updates. Apparently, the procedural enemy generation stuff that is coming out with the balance patch it's in progress. It's going. It's just not going as fast as expected. So, you know, that's how it is. Small dev team wants to get things right. We get it. They're active on the Discord. You don't have to worry about the game being dead or anything. It's just a perfectionist thing. I don't know here. If we could take Frozen Treasure Adept. Sure, I'll get 3% more items to frozen enemies for whenever that happens. It's really, again, doesn't matter. I think this might be the scariest. No. I was gonna say I think this might be the scariest part of the run, and then I realized, wait a second, no, that's not true. We have Vortex plus Discharge. Everything's just gonna die. Yeah, we'll take Hull level 5. So one thing is too that I do not have a weapon that works for this build. Big attack area. We're never striking, so whatever. Okay, Serendipity is not bad. It increases the chances of Frost Nova proccing, and enemies being frozen by Frost Nova is a good thing. So there's that. But like overall, this is just a build that doesn't require that much of you. All right, sure, Master Frost Zones, why not? Some extra freezing. Again, the ideal situation is you just get a ton of dash recharge speed, and you're just constantly dashing around, but it doesn't always work that way. Okay, I think War Pact, just general damage upgrades are good. I don't know that it matters. I'm pretty sure we one-shot the dragons, and we might one-shot Dracula too. We'll see, though. It's not technically one hit, because it's obviously a bunch of sparks. Or charge bolts, if you will. It's very much charge bolt, right? Fortune's actually great. Let me talk about Fortune for a minute. Specifically in the beta, and what this is going to translate. So when I say stuff in the beta, this is going to translate to when the update comes out, if you're not playing on the beta branch. But it will be a thing. So having high tier Fortune is going to contribute to a significant number of health drops for you. So much so, I think that you don't actually have to worry about other stuff. Okay, and they're dead. Well, we found the wrong unique. We did find the monkey, which is cool. I don't think we one-shot them. I think that was 2 dashes. There's obviously like a lot of damage going out. I wonder if the Jade Monkey got changed. Enemies are 50% slower. No, it's still more or less the same. But I am still on that path of collecting every single unique now, since we have space. You know, I gotta have every unique from every act, because when Act 3 comes out, which I will say that most likely due to we could take Thaw. Sure. I will say, because of the way the team works, as far as like the dev team plus like the programmers and artists, a lot of like Act 3 stuff is about, you know, making content and, you know, making new assets and developing new abilities, and you know, a lot of art stuff goes into that, right? Less so much balancing and programming. So I would not be surprised if, even though the balance update has been, you know, delayed by quite a bit at this point, that Act 3 has not been delayed by as much as, you know, by the same amount. Because the artists can still art while they're, you know, messing with trying to get other things to work. And obviously, like, there's a new character, so there's a whole new talent tree coming. But then you have to have all the new art and the animation for the skills. It's just a lot of work goes into game making. It's a lot of work. So excited to see how it looks. Excited for Act 3. I don't know what Act 4 is gonna be. I mean, Act 5, I think we can assume it's some kind of like Death's Fortress or something. I think we can safely bet on that one being some combination of Chaos Sanctuary / Hell from Diablo 4 type thing. Diablo 2, not Diablo 4. Very specifically not Diablo 4. But Act 4 is what I was gonna say, is the one that's kind of like, I don't know what that's gonna be. Right, because we've got this area, we've got a desert area. Next area up is the forest. I guess you would think the one after that is like a snow type zone. You would think. I don't know. Let me know what you guys want in the comments. What would your guys' pick be for the 4th zone to be if you got to choose? What would you pick for the 4th map of Death Must Die? Would it be a frost area? Would it be a fire area? Would it be, you know? I am curious. There's one other thing that's going on here too, is items and stuff and whatnot are all like themed kind of around the act. Like that's how uniques are kind of generated. Like there's a lot of like Aladdin type stuff in the desert area. I think everyone's noticed that, but you know, stating the obvious. So the jungle stuff, I think we can expect a lot of Jungle Book references, maybe. Probably not, but that would be funny. Maybe some Tarzan. You know what? I would not be opposed to some Tarzan references. I don't really know what you'd put in, but I'm sure there's something. And then eventually we get a situation where we can play whatever act we want and get max tier gear, which is going to be nice. Because right now, there's the only reason to pick up anything that's not unique for me is to sell for gold. That's the literal only reason to pick up anything here. Take rampaging attack, get some more damage to our bolts. And also, like, Act 1 gear gives quite a bit less gold than Act 1 or than Act 2 gear, so it's even it's even worse. War Pact, I think, is better. I think that War Pact upgrade actually gives us more damage. I could be wrong about that one, though. There's definitely some math that goes in. It's gonna be based on how much we have, I think, already. Vortex up is pretty good. I guess it also increases the damage of non-chargeable things as well. I know it's called discharge, but I'm just like calling it charge bolts now because that's what it is. Let's see. So this part, when I was testing this out, I was doing it on the Steam Deck, and this part lagged the game pretty bad with this build. I do think I had a slightly stronger build that time, but it was having a rough time right around here. Rampage, I guess? Again, that's one of those I probably should have taken War Pact, but whatever. There's just so many enemies. Armageddon. I need an item that increases the frequency of shrines so that I can make a full Armageddon build. Wow. Just roasting. Okay, where is he? You gotta hit him with all of them. If you don't hit him with all of them, it doesn't. You gotta. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job there of like that was the farthest away from a one hit possible, but like kind of have to really get in there. Let's see. It's a sneeze. Okay. Yeah, that did 36k DPS and 43 million damage. Kind of ridiculous, honestly. It actually might have been even higher if Taste of Time wasn't off because there's like some overkill damage or whatever. But yeah, this is one of the builds of the game currently. So if you're looking to play something, again, Discharge, Energize, Fire Soul, Surge, Flare, Blast Impact. These you can, if you want. Channel, I think it's good. And then the trick is just make sure you have projectile velocity so that the things shoot out faster as much as you can. I'm using a lot of duration and effect range. I'm not sure how much all that works, but I would want more projectile velocity. Now the cats are meowing. It's just a madhouse here. Anyways, I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, don't forget to do the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate it. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Jeff out. Bye.